Hey guys, this is Joe. Precursor video. I'm just kind of looking at some of the content issues that Brittany was talking about. And in here, this is the home page where, the content for the new event every month is inserted. And if you'll take a look, see, I'm going to highlight right here this stuff. It looks like, I think what you shared with me, Brittany, you're doing stuff on a Word document and then copying and pasting in here. A lot of your links and a lot of your structure is not going to copy over. So you can see this font right here is considered heading 3. This font in here is considered paragraph. Performing is misspelled. Grammar here, this would be third Tuesday of every month. And for a limited period. So you can see, some of those things. But what I typically would do is I would just highlight this right here. So the font would match, and then you can also double check your links, make sure that they're working well. Go heading 3 so it would match and fit everything else. Everything looks great. So now, the misspelled words are more prominent. We'll just let Grammarly do that for you. My daughter uses my laptop sometimes, so it's on there. So see, now it's nice and clean, and then you can check these links and just make sure. If you do it on a Word document and copy paste it to the site, your links may not work well, and then that's why some of the sponsor stuff is kind of jumbled up. It's not necessarily going to give you the same footprint that you had over on the Word document. You may have to go in and purify it. It's real easy, up in here you can make anything a link. And you should be able to do it. Now, if you did it on Word document and copied it over, it may not pass over the commands there. So when you do it within the site, it's much better. So I'm just going to update that page. One of the things that I also noticed that I just really didn't check on, because you've been cruising with that stuff. If we go to venue, now that's just the home page when you're loading up the venue. When we go to venue, all I see here is Fox and Hound. So here's where we would actually put a lot of that content, but I also don't see. I wonder what happened to the MailChimp. MailChimp is installed, and it does say, here's the MailChimp API. Skip the double opt-in, which I wanted to do, and then this is the best option here. Subscriber submits information. When does it go to MailChimp? When they submit a registration, right? And that's on MailChimp. But what I'm not seeing, and I'm not real sure, I'll fix it, but when you create a venue, you should be able to, if you open it up, like I had it there, let me open it one more time. Let's edit. It's not, there we go. Should be on this side over here where you select what bucket it goes to in MailChimp. Notice that it's not there. So I'm not real sure. There's some things going on differently than maybe what they were before. So when we go to pages, Venue has its own basket, if you will. So when you go to pages, pages are the various, pages of the site. So we just looked at home where I kind of fixed the content. So when I go to sponsors, if I'm copying and pasting from somebody's site, when I first got it, it was, the logo, and it had a blue or green name or whatever, teal, and this blue, right? So what I did is I just created these words as a hyperlink to them. But what I do is also, well, it should have been, it looks like it's gone now. It should have been hyperlink the logo itself. What I do is I actually go to that actual address. So for instance, if I wanted to click on this, this is what I copy and paste. I want to make sure it goes to Andrew or whoever that is. This is what I copy, that link right there, and then I go back in here and then I hit this hyperlink button and it'll do this little drop down, paste it in there, and then you're good to go. Then you can make this wording whatever color font you want it to be, but you have to do it inside of here. You can't copy and paste it because it won't stay. So see, this one is black, and so something happened there. Because I remember when I did it, I don't think Quest was there yet, but I know Texas, I know Gateway was there, and Cursor. So all these new that are added, so now their colors are different. So you just have to go and change the coloring on it. to match the rest of the theme, but then now we've got an elongated stacked type deal. And the reason why these were like closer together, if you will, see, like you said, you worried about spacing. Looks like someone did throw some spacing in here quite a bit, and it didn't need to be. But this is one block. Then the editor changed, and so it's okay. We just learned to work with that new editor. But is a ton of spacing between these, so I can just fix this right away. Go and change some of that coloring. But then when If Renovations came on and we added them in, they were actually not part of this block. We could put it in there, but it's better to do separate blocks, and then they get nice and tidy between each other. Apparently there's some space here, and we can do that. So it's just like Word document editing, if you will, inside of the block. So like, there's some spacing here, but see, someone made the name a block, and the logo is another block. This should have went in together. So that just has to do with some editing techniques, really. We can work on that. Most of that will be gone when we get over to the new version of the site. Elementor does use blocks as an editor, but it's a little different in use. And then what we will do is we'll give you access to the portions that are necessary, and everything else will be tucked away. So anyway, that should make that look better, but we want to eventually, what we want to do is see if we can go left to right. Maybe 1 2 and 1 2 to give it a little bit better feel. But you want everybody to have their real estate on your site because they're sponsors. So I'll just update that real quick. The colors aren't going to be all cool. The links don't look like they're all working well, but you have to go and build them inside of the site. Copying and pasting from Word doc is okay for content, written content, but you want to also make sure that it's not paragraph, or if it is paragraph, it's all paragraph, or if it's heading 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever the heading is, will automatically give you the font, the thickness, and the style of that letter. Just so you have consistency throughout, especially when they go on mobile, like you were explaining to me, they cannot see when they're on mobile the writing on that venue. Well, I need to make sure that venue is set to the right type of setting. So that way it's bold enough, clear enough to see even when it drops down to mobile. Just small tricks in editing as you understand switching from desktop to mobile as to what fonts work best. And I would stay away from paragraphing anything really when it comes to mobile that you need your end user to read pretty clearly, right? Like some of this will probably need to be changed to a better font, and we can clearly do that with this. But you have to be careful with logos because it'll distort that logo. So probably moving forward, if we can just get the request out, it's something that we can help you with. And then I know as you move on, we want to make it easy for Sam and Ashton. So, I'm here. We can help in the interim until you get somebody in place. Thanks.